Yo, what's up, everybody? Yo, I was talking real quick about the variables you got to deal with when you're on a car in New York City. It's hectic as hell when you think about it. I forgot you got an alternate side of street parking. You got alternate side of street parking. You can't park too close to a fire hydrant. You got to be within 10 feet of a fire hydrant, and you got to find parking. And then when you find parking, you got to deal with people sitting on your car like it's their sofa. You got and they get mad if you tell them to move. You got to deal with all that shit in New York City. And you got to deal with potholes. And potholes tear your car up. You always need a wheel alignment. You got and you got to deal with gas. And you got to deal with tolls. You got to deal with tolls coming from Jersey into New York. And you got to deal with a toll coming from Brooklyn into Manhattan, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's a toll down there. There's a way you go across the Brooklyn Bridge, you have to pay a toll. But there's one toll, I forgot where it was. And if you're going into Staten Island, I think that toll is like $20-something. There's always some shit when you're on a car in New York City. It's worse than owning a dog if you're owning a car. Because you got to get up and walk the dog in the morning. You got to get up and move the car in the morning. And you got to deal with people sitting on your car. And they get mad if you ask them to move. They think the car is their sofa. I've seen people totally diss people. And back in the days, you had to deal with crackheads. You know, the crackheads would steal a car stereo. They steal your car stereo and the metal detectors. I've seen people down here leave their car running and go in the supermarket and shit and don't worry about it. And you got to deal with flats and shit because there's always broken glass, like in that Grandmaster Flash song. Broken glass everywhere. People piss on the stage and they just don't care. You got to deal with all kind of shit when you got a car in New York City. It's hectic as hell. And you got to deal with gas. It's crazy as hell, man. Alternate side of street parking, potholes, somebody stealing out your car, somebody sitting on your car, and you got to find parking, and you can't park too close to a fire hydrant, and you got to be alternate side of street parking. That's all the variables you got to deal with when you're on a car in New York City, bro. It's hectic as hell. It's hectic as hell, but on a car in New York City. Oh, I forgot to check out my books. These my books I wrote. Corner stores in the middle of the block because in my neighborhood they got corner stores, but they're in the middle of the block. There's some other book, Don't Beat Your Children or They'll Turn Out Like Me. That's me when I was 15. Poetry. Agitation gets the dirt out. Because I don't know it all, but I might say something to agitate you, and that'll get the dirt out. And my other book, Pretty Ugly, this is my her book. This is my novel right there. But yeah, it's crazy as hell owning a car in New York City. You be better off getting a Metro card. Dealing with a Metro card, you gotta deal with it. It's just hectic in New York City. People just don't realize it. But I love it to death. It's 5-6 million people on top of each other. That's why